After waking up in a kitchen, Reverse Merman is very hungry, so he gets a 100-ounce can of Sprite for somewhat reason. After he ate the food, he was going for a drive and noticed his car wasn't there. Someone stole his car. Then he was looking for his car, and he found out that it was stolen by Commander Video's evil twin, Commander Audio. He sees Slender Man in his kitchen and tries to run away from him, but Slender Man follows him. Creepy. While this was going on, a small sapling had germinated upon Mount Tanganamanga. Then suddenly, Mount Tanganamanga erupted with mochi, and everyone was stuck, till Reverse Merman sang an extreme metal version of La Cucaracha. The verdict of the American Idol judges was that he had to go home. On his way home, he met some gummy Reubens, the spin-off sweets of gummy bears. They were doing weird dances, and singing, "Oh, I'm a gummy Reuben, oh, I'm a gummy Reuben, oh, I'm a yummy, scrummy gummy Reuben." And so people set off to eat Reuben, for he was gummy and yummy and scrummy, including Reverse Merman, as he found that there were none in his kitchen. But Reuben used his ninja skillage to fight off the attackers, but then they unleashed the pain. They told Reuben who Phone was. Then Reverse Merman met the Little Mermaid. They instantly hated each other, because they used to be married but had a fight over Ashley. Ashley bought Game & Wario and played Ashley. Tom ONN thought it was a dull game, so he went to Wario and complained. Then Zelda and Mario kidnapped Link and Princess Peach. Then Commander Video reminded everyone to keep the story on track. Thanks, Commander Video. Commander Video cassettes were now available. Like DCCs and DATs, they were digital. Reverse Merman had none in his kitchen, so he had to get some. However, there were no shops that sold them, so he opened his own shop, selling Commander Video cassettes, board games, and potted plants. It was a huge success, and Reverse Merman almost had the same amount of money as Dill. Commander Video was at E3. Nick was surprised he didn't care about this, so he continued his search for Commander Video. Nick drove all the way to Los Angeles, through the floor, and right on to Gaijin Games conference, but just before they were about to announce Runner 8548. He found Commander Video on floor playing Runner 4. He was helped out by Reverse Merman. "What in the world is going on?" asked Pooh. Nick said, "Reverse Merman and I are trying to find potted plants trapped under mochi inside a car." Pooh pointed at the potted plants. "Those?" he asked. Then a group of then-thens came and broke open all the windows of potted plants, making mochi flood the car. "What is mochi anyway?" asked Crazy S. Nick didn't have time to answer because the mochi was up to his neck. Pooh screamed at the top of his lungs, "Whatever it is, it must be bad." Luckily, Master Toilet Paper and Uncle Dill were there to get rid of mochi. Pooh had screamed so much he was dehydrated. He just drank from a puddle. Nick again said, "Where is everybody coming from?" "They are coming from the other universes. Remember them from storyline number 3? Pooh was so upset he walked away crying to breed Eevees. "Does Reverse Merman know what is going on?" Pooh screamed while walking away and crying. Nick said, "Do you know what you just created, Crazy S? Another paradox." "The story is getting sort of off topic," thought Pooh. "Maybe Reverse Merman can help us with the paradox," Pooh screamed happily. He ran back to Nick. Before Nick could say anything, Earth exploded. After waking up in the kitchen, Reverse Merman ran out to stop the paradox. Reverse Merman, Pooh, Crazy S, and Nick were launched in Universe 666, the land of tacos. Pooh's face started to get red. He was allergic to tacos. Pooh was also panicking, for he hated the number 666. He is very superstitious. Nick said, "But the portal closed. We have to go at the edge of this universe." "But at the edge of the universe there is nothing, no matter, no gas, no anything," Pooh tried to say. His allergies prevented him from talking right. Nick replied, "But after Storytime 3, I created a new transport system, or Universe 182.114.14518, where everyone from Runner 2 lives." Reverse Merman tried to help Pooh, but it was no use. Pooh's face swelled up. He couldn't speak. Pooh's hands swelled up too. He couldn't use sign. But then a mysterious figure appeared in the distance. In the distance, Nick could see a blur. It was his transportation system. "Worst surfer," Pooh tried to say. It was Dan Rambo. He told everybody that the story is getting off topic and walked away. Pooh's face unswelled. "Pokemon!" Reverse Merman wanted to go get back on topic. Then a distant scream was heard. Nick replied with his mind, "Wait, if you took the train, how do I get back?" And now we advertise our sponsor, Sir Roosh's After Dinnerman's. Then, randomly, a Palkia appeared and opened a portal. Nick went back to the recreated Earth. Then Crazy S said to this wild Palkia, "You were the ugliest Pokemon in existence." Then Palkia squished Crazy S, and a group of then-thens jumped on Crazy S. Then the Palkia unleashed all its wrath on Crazy S, but his Dialga saved him. Then Reverse Merman said, "Well, now we have 100 comments." Pooh was scared, and he told Reverse Merman to hide. "Come on out, Entei," Pooh screamed. "You too, Raikou and Sesune." I forgot how to say that, Pooh ordered. Nick said, "Wait, we're having Pokemon battles inside a portal? That means a paradox will appear." Reverse Merman tried to stop the paradox. Then Crazy S left, riding on Dialga's back, and he was never seen again. Maybe. Pooh wanted to get on topic, so he left with Entei, Susan, and Raikou. Nick also left as Crazy S and his Dialga went away. Pooh let Mewtwo come out to lead him home. Dan wanted to stay on topic too, so he chased everybody with an axe. No offense, Dan. Then Nick was struck down by a banhammer. However, Uncle Dill has a pardon chisel on him. Nick got out his notepad and created a shield to protect himself from the banhammer. He was crushed for 2 whole weeks, but the hammer was Paper Mario's. Nick was under his shield, waiting for the banhammer to stop, but the hammer was paper, so he just dropped the shield and lifted the hammer up. Pooh wandered in. Everything seems off topic. Then Pooh died. No, not really. Nick said, fine, what if? Create a million versions of Reverse Merman. Then Nick created over 9,000 versions of Reverse Merman. What? That's impossible. The Reverse Merman. It's over 9,000, screamed Vegeta. Vegeta then took off his Reverse Merman scanner and crushed it in his hands. Reverse Merman wanders in. He tries to help Nick. Then everyone had to move to the planet Kepler 22-B. Nick traveled through the alternate dimension all alone, or at least he thought he was alone. Pooh warped to the Entralink. Then he ran to the Nintendo store to buy a copy of Runner 2. Then on the way back home, Nick communicated to Pooh, I'm in the mind world, get me out. Suddenly, Commander Video showed up. He met up with Commander Video. He then asked Video, do you want some crabs? I can't help. All I can say is try to warp the Entralink using your sea gear, Pooh said, using his. Then Video responded, I only eat sugar, in a very stern voice. Suddenly, the mother of the Lumas, Rosalina, showed up. Cross-transceiver. Then Nick said, I lost my sea gear in the explosion, Pooh. Then Reverse Merman said, we don't have sugar here, just fish and crabs. Pooh threw his sea gear to Nick. Give me sugar right now. Commander Video demanded, but Reverse Merman didn't have any.
Nick grabbed the sea gear and then teleported to the new Earth. The Reverse Man grew wings and flew away to Narnia, where he encountered an orange pig. Pooh was stuck in the Intralink. For Narnia, screamed Reverse Merman. Then they got into a fist fight. Commander's eyes turned red as a core, and he beat up the poor fish. Reverse Merman ran away as fast as he could from the commander. Meanwhile, in Bit Trip Fate, after Commander Video seemed to have defeated the evil Mingron Timbletot, Mingron awakened from his defeat and shot Commander Video with a mind control weapon. Everything went back to normal. Now Commander Video is terrorizing everyone. The Welkin Wonderland and Emerald Brine. Pooh followed while holding his Jolteon, demanding they give him Sugar A. Little while later, Reverse Merman rushes to Command Girl Video's house. He tells her about the Commander Video and the sugar addiction, then she responds. Pooh left Jolteon to help. We have to find Mingron Timbletot. I think he's the cause of this. So Command Girl and Reverse Merman race to Mingron's lava lair, where... What have you done with the commander? They said. I have made him stronger than any of you, Mingron said. He will eat all the sugar in the world. And at that moment, Commander Video turned giant as he sucked up all the sugar into his mouth. Nick could not take it anymore. He got all his Pokemon and asked them to do their most powerful act on Sir Manuel. They gotta do something with Reverse Merman, said Command Girl, and Merman used a core energy blaster to... Nick hated how Sir Manuel randomly showed up during the good part and created a second storyline. Penetrate the sugar mind control cannon. A few seconds later, Commander Video shrunk back to his regular size and spit out all the sugar collected inside of him. Nick said, I might as well continue with the story if Sir Manuel's gotta listen. Then he hated sugar and forgot that Nick and Pooh's story was still happening. Why was I eating all that sugar, he asked himself. Meanwhile, at Mingron's lava lair, Nick and Pooh, the Earth is still overrun with Reverse Merman. You can destroy my mind control cannon, but you cannot destroy me, Mingron yelled. Then Nick created a clone gun and got rid of all the cloned versions of Reverse Merman. Oh, we can, because Commander Video already did, Reverse Merman said at that moment. Then Nick wrote on his notepad, well, what should I write now? I need to make it on topic. Command Girl and Reverse Merman shot more core energy towards him, and in an instant, then Nick and Reverse Merman saw Slender Man. He was still looking for them. The mighty Oliver appeared, not the one from the Charles Dickens story, and joined the quest. He was sucked into the void and disappeared instantly. They jumped into a boat. Nick made it so he and Reverse Merman could both breathe underwater. Toad joined the party. Slender Man was coming at both of them, underwater. Whoa, let's get out of here, Command Girl said as they ran out of Mingron's lava lair. While explosions were going off behind them, they made it back to the Welcome Wonderland safely. Nick created a porthole to Universe 2021. Then Oliver came back from the void and took everyone to Uncle Dill's house for a party. He went in and Reverse Merman followed him. And Pac-Man was there, with cake and power pellets for everyone. Nick fell to his knees. Reverse Merman tried to make him feel better. After their adventure, they finally caught up with Commander Video. "Hey there," they said. Commander responded in a sad voice. "Oh, you guys, what is going on, and why was I eating all that sugar?" Commander Video gave everyone protective suits, so they were immune to everything. They created a grave for Crazy S. Then they saw a hand. Reverse Merman and Nick stared at it. But then they saw some then-thens and picked up Pac-Man and put him in a cage. They responded to a caring voice. "It wasn't your fault, so cheer up, Commander." The then-thens were coming for them. Then Oliver gave Commander Video the 7 Dragon Balls. "Well, I do feel a bit sick," he said, after eating all of that sugar. Commander Video summoned Sharon with Dragon Balls and wished for immortality. "You're fine, Commander. Let's get you home," they said, and the 3 of them left the Vulcan Wonderland. Toad got your Yoshi and the Air Star gang. Then Son Goku came and used Katahama, which sent our heroes into space, and headed back home. After they took showers and began to feel bored, so Reverse Merman and Nick decided to clean up Mount Wolf Potato. "I'm bored," Commander Girl said. "No need to worry, I bought Runner 2 from the Nintendo store." Meanwhile, in space, our heroes had landed on the moon from Majora's Mask. And then they realized Peach was kidnapped. That set it off topic. Then Nick and Reverse Merman heard a faint sound. Reverse Merman said, "Let's play." Great. And the 3 enjoyed the rest of the day. Nick made another shield with his notepad and guarded Reverse Merman, because if the sound was a zombie pigman, it was the moon landing on Earth. Playing Runner 2, they lived happily ever after. The end. Or so they thought, because Nick and Reverse Merman were still cleaning up Mount Wolf Potato. Oliver caught up with Nick and Reverse Merman. He said there was going to be a storm in an hour. Nick got his shield ready for the storm. Oliver got his shield ready too, as it started raining marshmallows. They were all glad to see the story had gotten back to normal. "Who knew that an hour could go past so quickly?" said Reverse Merman. And so Oliver, Nick, and Reverse Merman sat at the top of Mount Wolf Potato and watched the sunset. Then they saw a me. Who was average height for his age? It was Crazy. Nick said, "I thought you died, Crazy S." Nick called Pooh and told him to meet them on top of the mountain. "I said I was gone forever." "I was. Forever ended a few minutes ago," said Crazy S. "I did die, but I came back," said Crazy S. Then Pooh came, yet he didn't say anything. I gave him his Jolteon back. Nick high-fived Oliver as they waited for Pooh. "So, what should we do next, Nick?" asked Crazy S. They were waiting for Pooh to speak of his adventures. Nick replied, "Well, Crazy S, I kind of want to get rid of the grave in the land of the graveyards." "I think we should go to the arcade," said Oliver. They waited for a response from Crazy S. The land of graveyards or the arcade? "Let's go to the land of graveyards then." Then Nick created swords to fight off the then-thens in the land of the graveyards. Then we can go to the arcade afterwards. Reverse Merman was breaking Crazy S's grave. The other 4 didn't find any then-thens. Vegeta suddenly appeared and was confused. "What are the then-thens?" he asked. Nick couldn't answer because he went away to find the then-thens, and Nick left Sea Gear. Under the shield, they found they could not communicate with him. They were lost. Or were they? They were. Crazy S could communicate with magic wizard powers. He wasn't lost. Oliver found Nick and brought along Ejaperator and Jolton with him. Crazy S even had a secret wizard name. Nick said, John, it's been 5 months since you made a video. John and Aaron, Jolton and Egoraptor, used the power of video games and friendship to save everyone. But there was still no then-thens. The Grumps summoned the Plum Boom and the Pelter Storm to aid them. They gave swords to both of the Grumps. Then Pooh looked over the hill. There was a whole family of then-thens. John uploaded a video from his phone while they awaited the then-thens. Then the then-thens versus non-then-thens war began. Nick and Pooh go out their Pokemon. Nick and Pooh go out their Pokemon. Crazy S summoned his Diagla. Oakenshield. All the Pokemon use their moves and the rest of them use their swords. Crazy S also got Darmatian Superior, Lucidio Faralegitter, and Lapras too. I certainly can't do it without you. Aaron, and I know you can't do it without me, shouted John. Then Pooh started throwing pies at the then-thens. Then Barry, the Game Grumps editor, came in and helped Pooh throw pies. Then Crazy S's Pokemon all attacked the then-thens, describing the scene could get you to Banland jail. The then-thens then shouted, then. After the then-thens were defeated, they turned into ghosts. Then everyone was in the square scraper. Thank you.
The then-thens melted. Vegeta exploded, and Silver shouted, "It's no use!" Nick got out his Poltergust over 9,000 and sucked up all the ghosts. Vegeta's Scouter exploded, and Nappa came along and screamed in horror. Then they all went back to Universe 1, Earth. But the story was not finished. Why? Because Mr. Rambo never said so. Everything was safe again, except for Slender Man and the poisoned marshmallows. Commander Video was there. "What just happened?" he said. Silver joined forces with Slenderman and made a poisoned marshmallow robot. Toad said, "I think a villain showed up," in confusion. John and Aaron called Grant Kirkhope, and he brought a bull's behind and a shovel. Then Mudkip used water gun on the monster, and then the monster died. There was a whispering sound. Toad got put in a hole, and a terrible pun was born. It wasn't very punny. Oliver saw Son Goku, and they both went Super Saiyan God. Then Nick randomly transported to the Wizardverse and asked where Crazy S was. The Grumps, Oliver, Goku, and Grant defeated Slenderman and Silver, and they followed Nick. Grant's bulls behind and shovel fell down the hole where Toad was. Nick rephrased, "Where's Oakenshield?" Toad escaped the hole in time. We do not use the wizarding nicknames to find people. We use the wizarding names. Toad got caught up with the game. Everyone split up to search for Crazy S. Oliver and Co. caught up to the gang. Toad said, "What up, guys?" Nick said to Crazy S, "Well, what do we do now?" Everyone was back together, so they all went on a special episode of Guest Grumps. The gang found out that Super Mario 3D World is releasing December 6, 2013 for North America. But Crazy S didn't care too much because he wasn't a North American. Everyone said, "What happened?" And after that, Captain Obvious said, "Well, my boy, this story is going to be too..." And after that, Captain Obvious said, "Well, my boy, this story is gonna to be terrific." That's weird. Oliver didn't live in North America either. So he too didn't care. Because Reverse Merman was kidnapped by aliens from Uranus and served science. Nick didn't care either, because he already knew that. Aaron turned into the nine-tailed fox, and John went on to touch the kids' adventure. Then Nick said for the third time, "Where do we go now, Crazy Ass?" Aaron took Oliver, Nick, Grant, Toad, and Crazy S to Nintendo Land. Then the gang made a game code named XT3. It was scheduled to release in Q3 2014. Aaron turned back to normal, and John returned, and they all went to the Metroid Blast attraction. And then everyone walked away from Max because no one cared. Then Max said, "Hey, offensive." Nick landed in Rabbids Land. He was horrified when he saw there was only one attraction. Then, at E3 2014, the XT's final name was Power Shooters. Power Shooters was developed by the gang, who was named Power Company. Max fell into the void and was trapped. There was no escape. Power Shooters was still scheduled to be released in Q3 2014. I don't know, but because the game was still in development. Finally, on August 8, 2014, Power Co. said the release date. Then Crazy S teleported in. Master TP was with him. Master TP threw waffles at everyone. Later, Power Shooter was last announced to release for North America on November 23rd, 2014. Reverse Merman ate the waffles. Derpy Fish did the same. Nick helped Master Toilet Paper throw waffles at everyone. John and Aaron banished Max into the horrible so-called game known as Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. The systems that Power Shooter will be released on are PS4, Xbox One, Wii, Xbox 360, and Wii U. Oliver, John, Aaron, Grant, Goku walked away into the sunset, and it was epic. Then Max escaped. Oliver, Crazy S, and Nick looked at the sky and said, "What if?" The heroes were stuck on top of Mount Waffles, so they climbed down. Nick was rushed to conveniently placed hospital, which fell from the sky. Crazy S went into the Chiapato cave under Mount Waffles. Then Master TP came in and said, "Never say Kung Fu, it's Kin Fu!" Then Master TP got Kin Flu.
Kim flu.
He got the flu. Then Master TP threw all the waffles at everyone who liked the far inferior Kung Fu better than Kin Fu. Master Toilet Paper's Kin Fu was cured quickly. "Stupid puns," he said. Then Nick went on a kangaroo killing spree with Commander Video. There were so many waffles at a theme park was made called Waffle World. Then Dead Kangaroo World was built next to Waffle World. There was a Kin Fu dojo at Waffle World. Master TP made a lot of money. Then PETA found and attacked Nick and the founders of Dead Kangaroo World. Nick and Commander Video went to Dead Kangaroo World, and a sensei playing Power Shooter. Nick and Commander Video saw that Dead Kangaroo World was no more, and they were in PETA jail, so they cried. Oliver found Reverse Merman, and they regrouped with Nick, Commander Video, and Crazy S. PETA jail was destroyed by Pokemon and the Mario Brothers in Tanuki suits. The Mario Brothers flew away, and the Pokemon went into Pokeballs and rolled away. Meanwhile, in Space Canada, the Space Canadians were planning to come to Earth to help them. So the Space Canadians arrived on Earth in a jar of maple syrup. Toad said, "I'm back from MKW." Our Miiverse heroes met the Space Canadians and realized there was no evil to fight. So they used their imagination to create an evil. Glyphosaur. A glyphosaur. Maybe it's a glyphosaur. The Z Fighters came along to aid them. Goku was getting wary of this, as this is his third appearance. The heroes got Mario, Sonic, and friends. The Space Canadians had fallen and disappeared. The heroes fought the villains. The evil was vanquished and our heroes were safe. But PETA employees were coming after our heroes. But some people were forgetting the rules of the story, so Dant Rambo sent out to punish them. Our heroes teleported to a different universe where PETA doesn't exist. The universe was Nether. The Nether was almost as dangerous as the Void. Then Reverse Merman came into the Nether. They found a huge mansion in there. Mario, Sonic, and friends were getting eaten by ghasts, and Yamcha died because he's a fail. Reverse Merman created the
Netherrack.
Thank you, the Netherrack kitchen. But Toad thought the ghasts and Mario, Sonic, and friends were alive. Luigi was in the mansion, and the Z Fighters got put in a painting by King Boo. Toad got obsidian. And then Mario ate a mushroom and grew 50 feet tall. Oliver built a shelter out of the obsidian Toad found. Reverse Merman accidentally attacked a zombie pigman. And then the pigmen went to kill our heroes. Then everyone had to escape, but they couldn't get out. Mario's Mega Mushroom wore off. Then Commander Video swooped down on a rainbow into the nether and took our heroes to KFC. Toad quickly built a nether portal to get back. He said, "Everyone get in!" Everyone went into the portal, quickly trying to finish their popcorn, fries, and chicken. Chicken and fries. But at the last second, a zombie pigman came through the portal. Toad said, "Get to the portal, we're all going to get killed if you don't listen." The pigmen multiplied and created a pigman army. Reverse Merman single-handedly defeated them all. As Toad kept screaming, he suddenly realized that everyone had already went through the portal. Then Toad went through. Toad got caught by a ghast and was taken to the mansion where the Z-Fighters were imprisoned. Toad killed the ghast after spawning. Luigi was also still in the mansion, and he came across Toad, who was about to be put in a painting. King Boo saw Toad about to escape. Quick as a flash, Toad rescued everyone and entered the portal in time. Luigi stepped in and made short work of King Boo. Luigi jumped quickly into the portal after Toad. Toad found a note from Tails. It was for his birthday. Toad had to get there in 20 minutes, but an ice cream truck stopped him. Mario, Sonic, and friends were at Tails' party, and they were eaten by Uncle Dill before Toad arrived. Then Toad came, but he was too late. He tried to stop Uncle Dill, but Uncle Dill sealed Toad for 7 years. All true.
Toad ate Uncle Dill's insides because he was a pickle. Everyone got free. Meanwhile, Oliver, Nick, and Crazy S were chillin', playing Runner 2 when Toad, Max, and Luigi arrived. I got something in my eye! They all played Runner 2 while Mario, Sonic, and friends went to compete in the Olympics. Toad said, "Time to celebrate for 3 hours!" Then Mario, Sonic, and Max at the 2016 Winter Olympics was announced. Then, after the party, Nick went to the Wizardverse to become a wizard. He got accepted as a wizard with the wizard name Depotoso. Depotoso. That's when Harry Potter 2, Nick's Training, was announced. Nick got so famous from the movie that he hired a bodyguard. Because of this, a sequel was announced, titled Harry Potter 2, Nick's Hidden Brother. But then, after the movie was in theaters, the bodyguard turned into Slender Man, and Nick was sued by J.K. Rowling. Slender Man became the king of the whole world, but thankfully, not of every universe. Luigi realized that he was still playing Runner 2 when the Olympics had begun. The gods had no choice but to seal everyone and the world. Then, Nick hid in Universe 2021, where Pokemon live. He went crazy and thought that his Pokemon were his siblings. 5,000 years later, the seal was broken. Slender Man was a statue, and Nick continued to make Harry Potter 2 books. The gods asked Oliver what the most fact was. He responded with, "When is Dant gonna end this?" Then, Nick got bored of Earth and said, "I want to go to the Mind World." Then Nick made Harry Potter 2, the Power Stone. And the only to go to the Mind World is by blowing up Earth. Crazy S had been banished. Crazy S had been banished from Earth, and Mario, Sonic, and friends had become extinct. The god had no choice but to destroy the whole universe. Then Commander Video and Reverse Merman returned. They returned and got destroyed. Nick walked for miles across the blood-red sand of the Mind World, but found nothing. Then Oliver found a remote. He pressed rewind. After waking up in a kitchen, Reverse Merman found that his family left him. It was when the sun was crashing into Earth, Badam said. "This is no soap opera. This is war." Oliver was walking down the street. He met Reverse Merman and Max, and they saw a Mind World portal. Then the Troll of Paradoxes knocked out Nick. Nick fell out of the portal in front of Oliver and friends. Suddenly, Nick went into present time when he was looking at the craziest statue in Mind World. I bet you're wondering why this story is making no sense. It's because there's more than one world. Then Nick went back to Universe 2021 for no apparent reason. Paradox trolls are messing up the Miiverse Storytime, and it's up to our heroes to stop them. Oliver, Max, and Reverse Merman used Oliver's sea gear to meet up with Nick and defeat the trolls. They go to Frieza Planet 419, where the Paradox's trolls lair. Then this post was sealed. Nick's Mudkip killed all the Paradox trolls, and then the lives of our heroes were normal. But then something happened. Miiverse Storytime number 4 was abandoned. To bring the commenters back, Nicholas did the Harlem Shake. They followed through with a screening of Man of Steel. Then Nicholas threw his popcorn at the screen and said, "I want a refund!" Some people said it was awesome, and others said it was meh good. And then Nicholas, for no reason, put a saddle on Derpy Fish and rode him all the way to Mexico. And Reverse Merman came so that Dan Rambo wouldn't follow them. Then Crazy S followed with Commander Video and Master Toilet Paper. Toad said, "I'm back from the party!" And then a whole parade of Miiverse Storytime characters started. John, Aaron, Grant, Oliver, the Space Canadians, Derpy Octopus, Derpy Potato, some Then-Thens, Monado, Slender Man, and Badham. Toad, Mario, Commander Video, Sonic, Tails, Luigi. Also Dr. Chopsticks came too. The Ender Dragon there dumped them into an end portal. And then Nick's Mudkip killed the Ender Dragon instantly. They all went back to Mexico. They heard a "help!" It was from Princess Peach. And then Dan Rambo grew to the size of the Eiffel Tower to say that the story was getting off topic. Then everyone saw something. They saw an army of Reverse Merman clones! Toad said, "Run!" Optimus Prime turned the Reverse Mermen into the Forward Mermen, but it wore off in 3 seconds. Then Raichu gave Optimus Prime the power of electricity and zapped Reverse Merman, but it did not work. Then Reverse Merman randomly died on the spot. Toad went swimming for a while, and then I saw an alive undead of Reverse Merman. Wait, that's not right. Oh, here it was. A Mecha Reverse Merman. He has the technology, the power, and can run the speed light. Nah. Commander Video is much faster than Mecha Reverse Merman, said the ugly kid, who is also a nerd. And then I came riding Nyan Cat and took everyone to Ponyville. Then the boys, and some girls, said, "Get us out of here!" So Toad built a portal back to Earth. Nick threw a truckload of TNT into the Ponyville portal and then closed it. Where did he get the TNT? From his wall-breaking notepad, of course. "Where do you want to go now?" said Toad. Nick replied, "Well, how about Mount Tenganamanga. "You mean the erupted mountain?" said Toad. "Run!" said Toad. The explosion had a chain reaction, which leveled 1/4 of this story. Toad set time back to right now. Everyone suddenly was safe. Our heroes relaxed at home for a little. But someone had a portal gun and made a portal back to the Runner 2 universe, which everyone entered. But someone had stolen the real portal gun, not the transdimensional one, so GLaDOS was angry. But the cake was a lie, and it turned into a portal gun. Then Portal 3 for Wii U was announced. Reverse Gla Video, who tried to eat the cake, but it was a lie and turned into Uncle Dill. Then Reverse Merman woke up in a kitchen, and he found that the last 600 plus comments were a dream. He then recited it in real life, and after that went on another adventure, where they found Mario saying, "Let's go to Mexit. Oh, wait, we are here." Then Mexico got flooded. So we had to move to California. And the citizens said, "Go, Nick!" Then they saw that Luke posted twice in a row. Suddenly Reverse Merman was being chased by a wild cave spider. Dramatic, scary music plays. Then Mr. Epic started crying because he missed so much in the story. Then Reverse Merman tried to calm him down, but couldn't because of the spider. So then Reverse Merman just married the Little Mermaid, whilst the Space Canadians became Space Chimps. I think you're missing an I. Space Chimps. But Commander Video and Usain Bolt can race with Sonic to speed it up. Nick created more Reverse Merman clones with his notepad. Then he turned into a mix of Scat McCool and Maxwell because he was similar to them. Ruben returned and banished Nick from the story for no reason. Admin Style. Then Admin Style became a hit parody of Gangnam Style. Then Reverse Merman got tired of the story and went back to the kitchen. Then Nick stayed in the story for the rest of eternity, sometimes saying, "Deal with it," to Ruben. Ruben commanded his loyal servant Crazy S to send Nick to the dungeon. "Yes, master, if I have to, but Nick is my friend," said Crazy S as he brought Nicholas away. Nick was in the dungeon for years and years and years and years and years and years until Reverse Merman finally came out of the kitchen and tried to save him. Boom, crack, pow, explosions everywhere. Then a sad fan comes and realizes it is yet again too late to add on to the story since it ended. "Oh, but you are Nick, and I have a good reason," said Luke. "You said I didn't exist, and you threw off words that you said mean things to me. Now continue onward with the story, everyone." He led everyone and went on his own adventure. And then, for somewhat reason, Toad got reported for no reason. The admins had returned with their unfair band guns loaded with ammo. The admins got Toad, Luke, and Nick. They were all reported last night. Then they were put in the Badmin Tower in the admin's dimension. Toad gave everyone 2 ender pearls, and everyone got out. They teleported down the end. Or is it? Nick got so tired of these or is it endings that he transported to the Entralink for no reason. Then Nick and the PKRS Club built a CDI. It was evil and tried to kill them. Toad did as best as he did to kill the monster. The end.